Hey guys, welcome back to the basement. Now you've gone with me to Indianapolis, Indiana for the National Train Show, to Toronto, Canada, and now I am finally back in my basement. And with that comes a whole new set of videos every 3 to 4 days, all the way through September to October. I am loaded down with great reviews and videos for you guys, and today is no different. Today we are taking a look at the Atlas CSX YN3B scheme HO scale dash 8-40B locomotive. Now that is a mouthful, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about if you're fans of CSX and the dash 8-40B locomotives, or better known as dash 8s basically. This locomotive coming from Atlas, equipped with ESU Loksound, and also pretty cool that Atlas has recently acquired BLMA. So lots of news out there, a lot of buzz about Atlas going on right now with the BLMA acquisition. Lots of cool stuff coming out from Atlas, that New Jersey Transit locomotive and passenger car set, a lot of great stuff. So I am fried from the road trip, so please bear with me, but we're gonna do a review on this locomotive starting right now. Alright, here we have the locomotive. Master line from Atlas, DCC ESU Loksound equipped. Slide it out of its case and then pull it out of the box like that. Ooh, what is this? This is the new CSX boxcar logo. I mean, new as in pretty fresh. It's not something that's been around for a long time. In the box you have standard quick start guide. The ESU logo talks about ESU decoder operating on DC layouts, functions, etc. And you have a couple more things, including the dash 40-B diesel locomotive there, exploded parts diagram, and the warranty card. Just so you know, Atlas has a limited 90-day warranty. You can mail that in, keep some of it for your records, slide this out of the case, and we're on to the locomotive unboxing. So, people ask me why I unbox the locomotives. I had a lot of folks say, you know, they like the unboxing because they can't afford to buy the locomotive, and it's a way of them to kind of live vicariously through the review, which is fine by me. So a couple extra minutes doesn't hurt to unbox this. Got the front and the back. And you try to take off the locomotive, and I learned not too long ago you got some screws on the bottom. So we'll undo that. You've got plugs for the fuel tank, and you've got window sunshades that we will not install, we'll just leave them in place. But I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this and be back with you. So here we have the locomotive free from the bonds of its packaging. It survived the ride by the postman, and it is here, intact. Now, as you can see on the side, you got that new CSX boxcar logo I was talking about, but we're going to start at the front. So we're going to use a little turntable action here and a little zoom action. Going to get in on this locomotive and take a look. On the nose, or at the front of the locomotive, you'll see a separately applied grab iron, Sinclair antenna, LED headlights, number boards, separately applied grab iron on the actual very front of the nose, sand filler hatches, more separately applied grabs, really sturdy handrails that could possibly withstand an HO scale hurricane, MU hoses, accessory hoses. You've got a coupler, plastic coupler up front, coupler cut levers right here, safety tread on the walkway, which is a good thing. Looking along the side here, you've got the GE logo there. You've got the jacking pads pretty decent truck detail. Bunch of battery compartments. You have cab figures. I know a lot of you say you hate ghost trains. Well, there are cab figures in this puppy. So no ghost trains on this Atlas train. Fuel tank. Side is nicely done. You got the dynamic brake fan grills. You have all the compartments. You've got the exhaust, which is just out of frame here because I like zooming in. Again, very, very rigid plastic handrails and stanchions. So plastic can be done rigidly and it can be done with straight, and Atlas has done that. Gonna back it up a little bit here. We're gonna swing this thing around to the back. More separately applied grabs adorn the back around the radiator fan grills here. Again, the CSX boxcar logo, number board, sand filler hatches, everything I mentioned on the front is on the back. Just in a little different places. More grab irons, separately applied handrails, grab irons. Obviously, crew needs ladder access to get to the top. Check out things on the top. You got the horn over here. That's pretty low lying, but very straight. There's no bends in the horn. You know, you can get horns that are just bent to oblivion, and Atlas does a good job of making a very sturdy one. So, pretty good locomotive on parts. What's this? What is that right there? Let me zoom in. Is that a truck chain? That is a truck chain. Truck chain detail on this locomotive. And it's free swinging. It's not plastic molded truck chain. It's a free swinging truck chain. Very, very cool. Another GE logo, some other warning labels, safety labels, etc. up front. But that truck chain is blowing my mind. I know it's been done on occasion, but it's not always done, so it's pretty cool to see. Alright, that covers details. Did I mention the windshield wipers? Hopefully. Separately applied windshield wipers and the sunshades that you can put on. I'm not going to take up your time trying to fidget with these things, because I shake more than a 5th grader on a treadmill during an earthquake. I'll skip the sunshade. But we're going to move on to actual detail on this locomotive. Whoa, we are all sorts of zoomed out here. And we're going to take a closer look. If you haven't noticed, I'm working on my zoom game a little more because it's important that you guys see those up close intricate details. And I notice sometimes on the reviews I'm zoomed out about this far and you can't see what's going on, so that doesn't help at all. Let's go to operation next. There is the startup sequence. First time I've applied track power in 3 weeks. No sparks or smoke or anything, so that's good. Let's check out some functions here, shall we? We're zoomed in on the front because F0 handles the headlight. As you can see here, LED. May be hard to tell, but it's a basic white LED. There's no blue in there. Maybe a hint of yellow. F1 is bell. Now F2, you hit the horn quickly and you got the short horn, and if you hold it down longer, you got the long horn. So I'll just quickly hit it and see how fast the response time is. Pretty good. And now I'll hold it. A little grade crossing action for you. I just can't help myself. I have to finish the horn sequence. Okay, F3, coupler clink, maybe. There we go. And that's just a few. You've got several different ones. You can mute it with F8, manual notch up and with F9, manual notch down with F10. Let's do the notch up, notch down real quick so you can hear all the notching. Gonna go up with manual. There you have it, all the way up. Now I'm gonna pause and get it back down to normal. Alright, there's some other great sounds as well, but we need to take a look at control. Slow speed decoder control. So let's zoom out so you can witness this along with me. We're at 1 of 126 speed steps. 128 depending on who you're talking to, but yeah, that. So far, very disciplined locomotive with no lurching at 1. Moving to 2, things should get better if it was lurching, but it's not, so there obviously shouldn't be any lurching at 2. 3. 4. 5. Moving along very, very smoothly. No need to go fast, you can do that on anything. So let's go backwards and make sure that it's smooth in reverse, because that is a little different wear on the motor. 1. 2. 1 was smooth, by the way. 2 is smooth. 3. 4. And 5. Actually only went to 6 for just a millisecond there. Alright, moves along great. Got a couple more tests to perform, and then we will wrap this review up. As you can see, coupler height, front and back, is on point with the NMRA gauge and the KD coupler gauge. Catching the warning bell and the shutdown. And there it goes, and the reason I shut it down is I'm about to do a pull test, old school style. I usually just put the pull test data in the video, but what the heck. Let me go ahead and show you live on the pull test meter. You can also listen to how quiet the locomotive engine is right now. Looks like we're pulling between 2.9 and 3.1. Hasn't made up its mind yet. Looks like it's hanging out at 2.9. Some reason my pull test meter will no longer lock. That's a decent pull for a medium size engine. We'll go ahead and not flatten out the rails or the wheels and bring it to a stop. Well, we've come to an end of another great review. Okay, maybe I'm giving myself too much credit here, but a very well executed locomotive anyway, and the review on that locomotive. So great speed control by ESU, great sounds by ESU, great detail by Atlas, especially in their master line. And it's a great locomotive. Now, people are going to have their complaints. People want me to be picky all the time. So maybe the couplers you don't like because they're manufacturer couplers. People always like throwing those, their own name brand preference of couplers on their aftermarket couplers, if you will. And that's the only thing I could find. Now, I did see in the cab window sunshade package that there's also wind deflectors. Both need a little bigger holes to fit. You don't want to make them too big, they'll fall out unless you want to glue them and worry about possible glue spots. But just a teeny little bit bigger holes drilled on the locomotive would help fit. So you may have to manipulate those just a teeny bit. That is just being super picky, guys. That's all I can think of. I'm going to leave you with a run by like I always do, but I'm going to level with you here. I'm just getting back, and I'm exhausted. My vacations are not vacations. They're vacations from the military, but they are more work for train stuff. So I'm just going to do this locomotive and one stack car, and we'll pretend CSX is doing a commercial with this locomotive, which they probably wouldn't. They like the new flashy ones, but this locomotive and the stack car, and they're just trying to get some super tight shots of this run by or whatever. So we'll just leave you with a CSX stack car, well car with 2 containers, and the CSX locomotive. Hopefully you'll forgive me for being lazy, and we will see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.